Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Lolboy. Hello, what's up? How is it going? Surprise stream on a Tuesday. Yeah, let's see how much we get done today. I want to basically just look a little bit at mesh shaders. Let's see if we can get a basic one running. I think that he has a mesh shader here, yeah. We will look at this example. That's like a pretty good source always, the Vulkan examples. And then we can probably extrapolate from that potentially what we need to do for the terrain. At least that's the plan. So we should have that already, I hope. Is the music a little bit loud maybe? I'm not sure. Well, let's... Oh no, it's only my side. Only my headset, sorry. On stream it looks fine. Yep. Alright. Not sure what he uses this for. And if that is needed for mesh shaders. Where is the shader of this? Is it in assets? I think, right? Or maybe not in assets, sorry. Shaders here. Oh yes, slang as well, nice. Maybe we will look at slang in the future. Maybe that's the like the shader language of Onyx in the future. As long as it supports everything, but I think it does by now already support everything. Mesh shader. So it has a .mesh, a .task, and a .frag. Okay, that's what I kinda expected. So that .frag is just a single color, okay. The mesh, yeah, takes the project view matrix and a model one. And now we have a max vertex and max primitive output, okay. I see. And I guess this just renders out the triangle. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't look too complicated. And I think this is allowed only to 128 or something like that. The vertices or the primitives, one of the two. It's like limited to a certain amount. And then the task shader is just empty, okay. More or less. I guess that's just meaning that we emit like 3 vertices. Like that's probably the dispatch thing, more or less. Although I'm not quite sure. Set mesh outputs extended 3.1. Maybe it's like that's maybe the vertex count and primitive count, and that's the instance. That's my current assumption, but I'm not sure. Oh, single work group work. Ah, the task shader dispatches. Okay, that one dispatches the mesh shader. Okay, so it's that order. So it's task shader into mesh shader into fragment shader. I assume. At least that's how I understood it so far. Not sure what that is, but okay. Alright, let's try that. Actually I did one thing as well off stream. I poked a little bit. That was the first time I got something somewhat decent out of AI. I poked a little bit Claude to do something because I was too lazy to do it. So it polished my keyboard debugger, and what it did as well is it output this first try with like a mouse overlay, and that works. It worked first try. That was like the first time that AI actually did something that just works, which is amazing. Give me a second. All right. So that was a surprise for once, a positive one. Sorry, I need to answer. All right. That was weird. But that was already probably in my original code, because that one it didn't really change too much. It just changed a little bit the layout, which is nice. Anyways, that's not what we want to do today. Oh yeah, I wanted to keep that here. Okay, so probably we need a new shader here. I'm not sure where we put that. Maybe maybe mesh shaders or mesh shader. Test.o shader. That's not what I wanted. Did that work? Okay, I'm almost a pro here already in Vim. Actually, I wanted to go to any shader. Terrain. Copy that one. Probably. Yeah. And then let's do one fragment shader here, which I think for now we do it like that. I don't know if my parser can handle it in the same line, so let's do it like that. Then let's copy the main shader actually here from here, because why not? That's good enough. Yeah, I'm not sure like what it does layout wise here. Nope. All right. Great. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Can I somehow turn that off? Where would that be? Probably conform. Does that work already? Probably not, right? Probably still did the format, yeah. Can I? Yeah, perfect. Alright, good. And then we will add another one here. That's probably not existing yet, so we mesh shader. I'm not sure. Probably task shader. I don't know. Something along those lines is probably what it will be, but I'm not quite sure. Shader stage. Ah, beautiful. So many invalid cases. Where do we convert that though? Probably nowhere here. Maybe somewhere here. Is that in Vulkan? Probably, right? Oh, here. And then we have a mesh and a task bit. Okay. So let's actually copy that. And have here. Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Task bit. I mean, I would want to rename those, but probably not a good idea to do that today because that will keep us busy for the entire stream. Tomorrow there will probably be not a stream, or if there is one, probably very late because I'm going to visit my fiance again. So this is about another reason why I wanted to stream today. Alright, so that's the preprocessor. So we parse the stage, and I think that's mostly it. I don't think we need more than extending that. Probably. Question is, do I need to... No, that should be fine, right? What? The shader stage, is it called fragment? Yeah, okay, it is called fragment. So probably in our file, this then becomes task, and this becomes mesh. Most likely. Then let's copy those in more or less. I mean, I guess we need this. I will most like, or I will have to change it quite a bit. So in theory, this should be fine. I think we could define it up here as well. I think it doesn't really matter. Why did I... Why would you not want to indent that? Thank you very much for that. Okay, and then the last one is the task one, which was very, very simple as well. Okay, well, that has the same include. Interesting. So yeah, maybe we just write that up here. I don't know. Yeah. The binding. I mean, I can leave it. Then again, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we can bind them. But then I need a separate buffer. That's kind of nah. It should support push constant, right? So probably I could use the push constant here. Could try that. Probably the most reasonable one would be, where was it? The debug draw. I mean, I say the most reasonable, it's probably a very unreasonable one, because we do this, which is kind of stupid, but fine. I don't think we need any of that. And then that's about it, I think, right? And then the view, the model we keep empty for now. Because I don't really need a model transform for now. And that is then u constants, view constants, buffer, view projection matrix. Okay, well, that's not what I wanted. Gee. That should probably be fine. Again, famous last words. Maybe. I mean, I don't see any big issues with that yet. But let's see. Good. So if that's the shader, then what would be the simplest way to add that? Is the other question, right? Because we could create a task. We could as well just hack it into the debug draw task, to be honest. Why not? Why not? Might as well do that. Graphics shader instance, or is it RHI? Sorry, it's RHI, right? Shader instance. Test mesh shader. Yeah. While we are at it, we can fix this class at least, right? Why do you have... because... yeah, okay. And it doesn't want to fix that? Cool. Thank you for nothing, I guess. Oh yeah, I cannot fix those because they are in the other file. Guess we do that. I don't know. No, I don't actually. Now that I saw that, I actually don't like that. Like, disgusting. Wait, can I actually do that? Can I actually hack it like that? Maybe I can't. Well, I mean, I still can, so I need to do it slightly different, I guess. I guess we just need to do it slightly different. Do I not need it? Well, I need to look that up. I'm a little bit confused by the example so far, but... Okay. So the thing is, I probably want to comment that out. Probably want to comment that out. Probably want to comment all of that out. Probably that as well. Actually, not quite. Actually, that one we need. I think. This one we need. And then this one we yank, we paste, we comment that one out. Mesh shaders. Test. Probably. And then I'm not sure actually how to proceed. So that's all nice and dandy. So this one is the extension, right? Fair. So we bind a pipeline, which is the graphics pipeline. And we set the viewport. So that looks very similar to a normal graphics buffer or graphics draw. Is it basically the same? That would be too simple, right? It can't be that I just do here a VK or command buffer draw mesh task 1 0. Is that it? Task count. Oh, that's the wrong one, right? I think that's the wrong one. Is it that one? Well, I'm trying. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't say that I'm using them yet. But we will try. So then that would be this. And then that one is as well X. Oh, what did I do there? And I'm probably here as well X. But I'm not sure if the command is correct. But wait, can I even VK command? Can I do it already without getting it? Ah, wait. It's this round. Told you it's not that. Jesus. Okay. Now it should. Well, it should work. Whatever. Let's see. This one. Okay, so it's group. Okay, then it's a little bit different. So I guess that's just the dispatch count, right? I guess we can then copy that kinda. Group X, group Y, group Z, perfect. We take that. I do think we just... Is that even an override? Yeah, it is. I think we just comment that out for now. No, I have not. I mean, in a test shader, yes. We have a test shader that I'm not sure if it works or not. We will find out in a second. Okay, so all of that is fine. Yes, I need this. Okay, we're not quite. Okay, here, exactly. So here, that one, X, where? Like that. Probably. And then let's get rid of those for now. Set a breakpoint here, see if we get that function. I'm not sure if what you mean with meshlet. I mean, I know what a meshlet is, but you mean if I have a mesh shader and a task shader, or? Or what do you mean with that? If that was the question, then yes, I do have a mesh and task shader. But that's about it. Mesh shaders seem to be the thing that outputs the meshlet. At least that's how I understood it now, so far, but I'm not an expert. Well, okay, not fair. I guess if you have a mesh, you need to convert it to meshlets, yes, that's true. Then you need to probably... Well, you would want to not do it every frame, probably. That's what I assume would be the case, right? You wouldn't want to run the mesh shader, probably. Either the mesh shader or the task shader every frame. I'm not sure. Or currently I use it to generate stuff, so it's probably not the same as a real meshlet one. Task shader. For now I just want to add task and mesh shaders, and then we will think about how we combine that with the terrain. Yeah, I mean, it makes kind of sense to do it. Well, it depends, I guess, right? But yeah, as Peter Bobby said, they can be creating stuff, and we are currently using it to create stuff on the fly every frame, which is definitely not what we want to do in the end. But what's nice is that they can be used to cull as well. So as far as I understood, the task shader can be used to cull as well, right? And that's why I think there's a good benefit in it if we potentially do it. But again, maybe it's a waste of time, but at least we have the support then for task and mesh shaders. So there is a win-win, I guess. Do we need it somewhere else? So here we have it. Here. Not sure what that is, but let's add it. Because yeah, we wouldn't want to generate the terrain every frame, that's for sure. So that even the example that I'm doing right now, it's not entirely how we would do it in the end. But at least we have it up and running then in theory, and then we can think about that a little bit more. So I guess it wants me to comment that because it recognized that I'm not using it. And then that makes sense, so that becomes a 1, 1. Funny. If you tell me his name, then I can ask him. Because I may or may not work with those people right now. It's probably not so easy to find because it's probably in here somewhere in the statics, right? Oh yeah, I actually already rode with him a couple of times, I think. Or there's a couple of Erics, so maybe I'm misremembering. But then again, I don't want to annoy him with my own stuff. Oh, but yeah, that makes sense because, okay, yeah, I know that lip, I already saw it once, but I will not. That's if you have a mesh and you want to convert it to mesh, that's offline. I need to still do it in engine because the terrain. I mean, I guess I could maybe, but it probably is. I mean, I say that because, but I'm probably not smarter than them. Does anyone know how to set a watch with here? It's probably a way, right? Can I just do this maybe? VK set debug uters object name ext. That actually worked. Never mind. Oh, but it's another point though. Unfortunate. Is that how he retrieves it as well? Okay, yeah, he does it as well from the device. Which is, I think, what I do as well, yeah. Then maybe I'm not... Maybe... Oh, I'm not requesting the correct one, that's why. VK mesh. Mesh shader extend. Oh, there it was. No. And then that one. Mesh shader features extension. And that's the same? Okay, yeah. Yeah, the mesh optimizer, I think it was the same that I think in Snowdrop they used the same. but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Wouldn't put my hand into the fire for that. Do we have an address? We do not. But it says that we enabled the device extension. At least it claims it has enabled it. But then this one is still not valid. So that one is something, but that one... Oh no, wait, actually. It is there, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, never mind. It's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, it is valid. Oh no, wait. It's the same thing again. Why did I do that? Oh, but that one is as well valid now. So maybe it's fine. Let's see. We hit the break point? No, we didn't. Oh, we just crashed. Great. I don't think I have the log file here, right? Because it always read like it doesn't want to show me the temp folder. Logs last. Enable extension, okay. That is definitely an issue. Then primitive fragment shading rate. Then that needs to be true as well. Is that the thing he did there? No, it's not that, right? But maybe we need this. Yeah, it does. It does indeed. That's not what I wanted, but okay. I don't think it's that, but let's see. I mean, okay, no, it still has a problem with the fragment shading thing. And then probably as soon as I debug draw. Let's put a breakpoint here so that we don't hit that right away. Okay, yeah, that makes kind of sense. Oh yeah, I disabled that. I get this warning with the application not responding. Okay, so I guess we don't have a valid pipeline. Okay, so I guess shader compiler. Let's see, where would we want to put ourselves? Where are we here? Pre-process? Maybe not. Well, I mean, kinda. Maybe I want to have a breakpoint either here or in the pre-process. Well, not in the pre-process, sorry, more kinda in the pre-process, but is it not in the pre? Yeah, this one here, right? Isn't it this that? Well, actually, maybe not. Shader compiler? No, shader cache. Yeah, that looks fine. Here. It's one of the two probably, right? That fares. It doesn't. It already fares before that. Is the shader maybe invalid? Is the asset wrong? Is the asset wrong? Is that it? Debug draw task. Sorry, 1 second. Is that wrong maybe? Is that not the path? It's engine. Shaders. It's mesh shader, not mesh shaders. Great. Genius. Should be maybe a better error than just crashing completely. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Well, actually, what's crashing? Oh, is it an in place? Oh, that's interesting. Why? Max shader stages. Oh, how did I do that? That's stupid. Hold on. Aren't the shader stages here? Why would I do that? Let's remove that. It doesn't actually add anything. I'm not even sure why I had to begin with. We will get a bunch of errors now, here and there. Well, I'm not sure if it's a bunch, but enums to integral shader stage count. Thank you. And with that, that's a little bit more sane. Even though, granted, maybe we could do a const for that. And I guess we could keep the const and have it bound to the same thing, I guess. But then again, why would you? Ah, it's fine. Let's keep it like that. I mean, it is maybe a matter of how many we have to change here. I guess we could as well just actually I might keep it just for the fact that graphic types, I think it was, right? Well, at least we can do that. That already makes a little bit more sense. And we can still remove it in the end, like down the line, but that at least gives us something running right away. Not even sure why I set that to 5 hardcoded. That looks so wrong on many levels. Okay. How do I need to... Yeah, I think I need to probably clean the temp directory. No. Okay, we failed to compile the shader. That makes kind of sense. It's probably my... Yeah, it's my mesh shader. Wait. Oh, I think I know what it is. Test. Oh, shader. Or debug draw. Did I save? No, right? Okay. Well, the question is, do I even create the pipeline correct, right? Is a very valid concern. But I could imagine I'm not. So one thing that's what I'm thinking is that I probably put some vertex input there, which I shouldn't. Stage count. How many are there? Okay, 2. Wait, 2? Why 2? Fragment. Okay. And stage all. Okay, that's already probably wrong. And I'm probably... Well, let's crash again. I want to see one more thing. Where would that be? Up here, right? Kinda. Okay, size 0. But then why would we create a vertex input info, right? Is the other question. Guess in that case we wouldn't need to set that. So I assume we can, if that is empty. Oops. Well, also if vertex inputs is empty. Now we do this. I assume at least that that's valid to do. So that's one thing, but the pipeline stage create infos are already wrong. So let's see where they are filled. Is it here? That looks somewhat correct. To Vulcan stage. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Why did it not complain about that? Oh, because we have a default case and then... But that's stupid. I think I might remove the default case in that case. If it just swallows the error like that, that's like bad. Gone. Oh, but we need the count, right? Well, I guess we could do a shader stage count. If it's that, we just assert. Shouldn't you be fine then? Ah, we have invalid as well. We have an invalid. I guess we could return now one round. That's fine. Ah, okay, in that case it's fine. Yeah, in that case it's fine. This one, we do that, yeah. I mean, I guess we could still do a format round. Yeah. Stage. I think that should be fine already. I think I don't need the 2 data here. At least that should be better, hopefully. I hope that gives us... Okay. I guess I bricked something. I guess my empty thing is wrong. What about... Why would that be? Shouldn't that be fine? Oh, whatever. Oh, we are here. Oh, that's an turn of events. God damn it. Would have been too nice. This context is innocent. I like that era. What the hell? GPU VM4 detected. Well, I guess we are doing something wrong, right? Only question is, what are we doing wrong? So it's not that, probably. That's my usual ones. That's as well not the one. Oh, am I wait, am I binding the... I'm stupid. I think mesh, right? I need to bind them, otherwise it doesn't work for sure. Not sure if that was the only issue. Or that was the only issue. But I don't see my triangle, which is kind of sad. Why? Why is it maybe too small? That could be it, right? Could it be too small? Mesh. Well, test mesh shader, yeah. It probably is too small, right? Let's make 50. That would be normally with the... I mean, I guess I could scale it, but whatever. Although, maybe this were not that, maybe it's... offset. What is that offset doing? It's offsetting it in that direction. That's weird. It could be the wind. Would it be the winding order as well? But I mean, yeah, it would be kind of hard to find. I guess we could try render dog. Let's try that. For that I need to set the build type. Set the configure preset. No, that's what I wanted. Linux Clang X11. That is actually, yeah, I need to look at that. That's a bit stupid. What that will take some time. Probably there's a better way with CMake to solve that. I could actually put the dependencies maybe outside of the, like the underscore depths, which is the dependency syncing. Could live without in the outside the build. I think that would make some sense. Still in the temp directory, but outside of the build. But at least we're not dying, I guess. That's one thing. Can I see, is there maybe some error here? Don't think so, right? Probably it's just that there is some weirdness going on why we are not seeing it. Yeah, that's all not really relevant. It's all the usual suspects that still are on my list to fix with the validations. It's all not that much mesh. Okay, ask. Paste. Okay. Yeah, it's not there. Okay. I guess then in this case it's fine. True, that one was there as well. Oh, I think I can remember what I had in mind for that. Why it wasn't working. But then again, I think we will just not do that. Yeah. Cool. Not sure what I did there, why that suddenly is colored like that, but okay. Oh, we are Clang indexing new. So I guess we finished, and then we do CMake. Select build preset. Clang. Oops. Yeah, Clang X11 debug, right? Yeah. On Friday in my company, there is again the do it whatever you want, as long as it's somewhat programming or like education. And I thought I will take a look at libffmpeg or whatever it's called. I want to see if I can add it to Onyx to do frame recording similar to OBS. What that would do is that I would record the last, let's say 30 seconds always, have a ring buffer of that, and then if you crash, it could save that. And then you would have already automatically a capture of your crash, basically, of the last 30 seconds. Without you needing to run OBS or any other recording. I mean, it would still be an opt-in, basically, that you need to enable it, but... Huh? Why would you not... Oh, okay, I see. It did it again. Oh my god. Well, luckily, I think it's not that much that I lost. But now I know what... Was it you, GD Bobby? Talked about with the losing of progress? Yeah. I now exactly know what you are referring to, and I kinda know what happens. But I don't have a way around it yet. I'm not quite sure what's the best way to fix it yet. Are we stuck? Or what are we doing here? Okay, so we hit the breakpoint. And we do a begin frame. Oh, but maybe the... Hold on, that's... I just lost probably the mesh shader, right? If I did that, then that's it for today. Yes, I did. Oh no. I lost all the work from today. That's so painful. Not gonna lie. I have to think about that and fix that, or at least put a warning in there if that happens. So that you cannot do that and then stash your stuff. Well, the mesh shader was kind of running, it was just not rendering anymore, so that's one benefit. I guess I can replicate that quite easily, and then we can continue tomorrow with like an X11 setup so that I can use RenderDoc for it. But yeah, then that's it for today. I think what I will do now is look at CMake and how I can fix that, because that's really painful, and there has to be a way to at least recognize that and then warn about that. So the issue is that I'm using fetch content for various reasons. I don't really like Git submodules. I can't really explain why, but to be honest, it's quite cumbersome to use Git submodules in my opinion. So fetch content is kinda nice. Let me look at the dependencies, for example. I don't know which one. Yeah, I like this one. The CPM add package, it's just a wrapper around fetch content. It's a third-party library that does the caching of stuff a little bit better. But yeah, then it syncs everything into the build directory. Actually, I might be able to maybe... yeah, I'm not sure. I need to find if I can recover it. But yeah, basically it syncs everything into build, and then, for example, Clang Wayland. I might be able to recover some stuff, and then dependencies in here. It puts everything, right? Yeah, VC package, I'm not sure. I think that's well, yeah, I'm not sure. So it puts everything here as a dependency. And I did changes to a dependency because I'm in a game project. So the engine, Onyx, is a dependency on it. And then I did changes on it and I sync it into this directory. But then I swapped build type from Wayland to X11. And what it then did, it basically wiped all the dependencies and resynced them. That's about it. That's like the pain that's there. And that wipes basically the whole progress. I think that wouldn't happen if I store the dependencies not in this subdirectory. Not in here. But actually outside. Yeah, I think actually that might be helpful. I think that would alleviate at least the build type change. But maybe there's an even better way to at least warn you if that would happen. I guess there should be a way for that. I will investigate. It's luckily not that much that I lost, but it's just annoying a little bit. But yeah. Happens. Alright. That's it for today. Unfortunate ending. Would have loved to debug that. But if I now start again, we are basically back where we were in like an hour or so, or maybe like 30 minutes, because I already know what to do, but then I need to end anyways. So might as well end it now, because just redo the same thing we just did is not very engaging or interesting. Well. Thank you very much for joining though still. We will be maybe back tomorrow, but probably late. If at all, I have to say, because maybe I'm getting home so late that I won't be able to stream, but I would want to, or at least get back to the point where we were today, and then we can continue on Thursday. Alright. Have a nice rest of your evening. If we don't see each other tomorrow because I'm not streaming, have a nice Wednesday anyways, but have as well a good Thursday, and hope to see you then. Take care. Bye bye.